Ever feel like that honeymoon phase kind of has like an expiration date? Like you need one of those secret decoder rings just to remember what like sparked that initial connection.
Totally. It's so easy to lose that spark in the day-to-day.
Exactly. And that's what we're diving into today.
Yeah.
5 practical tips to keep the romance alive after marriage.
And I'm really excited about this because, it's not about those like cliche grand gestures.
Yeah, no, forget about those cheesy rom-com montages.
This is about simple things you can actually do, things that, let's be honest, a lot of us forget.
Totally. So we've got some excerpts here, like an article, I think it was. And
Yeah, it's like a compilation of advice. And I think what we're going to do is really kind of like dive into, like you said, not just like do this, do that, but the why. Why does this stuff actually work?
exactly, like the psychology behind it. What makes it tick? So people listening can be like, okay, that makes sense for me and my partner.
Absolutely. It's all about making it work for you.
Okay, so tip number 1, are you ready for this?
Hit me.
Schedule regular date nights.
Okay.
I know. Scheduling romance.
Right. It sounds so romantic.
It sounds about as exciting as scheduling, like a dentist appointment.
Yeah, like where's the spontaneity?
Right. But, and this is a big but, there's a reason this is always at the top of the list. What's the method behind this madness?
Okay, so think about it this way. Life is nuts, right?
The struggle is real.
It really is. We're both pulled in a million directions. Work, kids, if you have them. That never-ending scroll on your phone.
Oh my gosh, don't even get me started on the doom scrolling.
Right. And what happens, our relationships, the thing that actually matters most, it gets pushed to the back burner. And then we're surprised when we're like, wait, we haven't had a real conversation in weeks.
Who are you again?
Exactly. So scheduling time for just the two of you, it's not about being rigid. It's about being intentional. It's about saying, us connecting, it's a priority.
It's like putting on your own oxygen mask first.
Yeah. Right.
You can't pour into your relationship if you're running on empty.
100%.
So what does that look like in practice? Because some people hear date night and they think like every Friday, same restaurant, going through the motions.
No, that's not what we're talking about. This isn't about checking a box. It's about quality over quantity. So maybe instead of trying to squeeze in a rush lunch during the week when you're both stressed, you block off one night, maybe two, where phones are away, you're actually present. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It's about that focused time.
And honestly, sometimes the simplest dates are the best. Like a walk in the park, a picnic.
Cooking dinner together.
Yes. And
Yeah.
you know what? While we're on that topic, it doesn't even have to be the typical dinner and a movie thing either.
Like, please, no. Think outside the box. What have you guys always wanted to try? What are you interested in? Like, is there a new museum exhibit? Sign up for that swing dancing class you've been talking about forever.
Ooh, yes. Or like, have you seen those axe throwing places?
Okay, see, now you're talking my language. It's about making memories, trying new things, because guess what? That's what you were doing back in the honeymoon phase, right?
Yeah,
You were excited, exploring together.
totally. And speaking of keeping things exciting,
Oh, this is a good one.
this is a good one. Tip number 2, surprise each other.
Yes! I love this one.
Because who doesn't love a good surprise?
Right, like seriously, it doesn't matter if you're 5 years in or 15 years in, a little surprise, it just shows that you care.
It's like you're thinking about them even when you're not together.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be this big, elaborate, Instagrammable thing.
Right, like I don't have to hire a skywriter or anything.
No. Unless that's, your partner's thing, then by all means.
Each to their own.
Right. But honestly, the small things, those are the ones that really hit different. It's about knowing your partner. Like,
Yeah.
what would actually make them smile? Maybe it's picking up their favorite coffee order on your way home from work.
Or like leaving a little note in their lunch.
Yeah. Yes. Or remembering that they mentioned wanting to try that new bakery and surprising them with a treat.
Okay, those are good. I'm getting ideas.
Right, because it's those little gestures that show you're paying attention, you're present, you care.
And it keeps things fresh. Speaking of which, our next tip is all about keeping that spark alive through affection.
Okay, so affection.
We all need it. We all crave it. But sometimes, I don't know about you, but life gets in the way.
Oh, 100%.
Right. And it's so easy to slip into that roommate phase, especially when you've been together a while.
It's so true. Like, you're comfortable, you're used to each other, and suddenly you realize you haven't actually, hugged in a week.
Oh, I know. It's not like we're those couples making out in the cereal aisle or anything.
Please, no PDA.
Right.
But it's those small, consistent moments of physical touch that make all the difference. A kiss hello before work, holding hands while you're walking the dog.
Even just like a touch on the arm when you're talking.
Yes. These are the things that say, Hey, I see you. I want to be close to you.
And it's not just physical, right?
Yeah.
Because emotional intimacy is a huge part of this too.
Huge. And it's so easy to forget that. Like, when was the last time you just sat down and really listened to your partner? Not just waiting for your turn to talk, but actually hearing them.
Oh, that's good. That's a good reminder. And you know what else is a great reminder?
What's that?
Tip number 4, reliving those good memories.
Oh, nostalgia. This is a powerful one.
It is. It's like, remember that amazing trip we took to, I don't know, Hawaii?
Yes.
Just bringing back those memories, it just floods you with all those happy feelings.
Exactly. Because when you're reminiscing about those early days, those first dates, those incredible vacations, it reminds you of why you fell in love in the first place. And it helps you focus on the positive, which is so important because guess what? Every couple has their arguments, their challenges, their frustrations.
Life isn't always Instagram perfect.
No, it's not. So it's easy to get bogged down in the day-to-day. But taking time to look through old photos, tell those funny stories from when you first met, it's like hitting the reset button on your connection.
It's like a little escape from reality, back to a time when things were maybe a little simpler, a little more magical.
Totally. And it reminds you of the foundation, the shared history that you've built together.
And that foundation is key because you need that to weather the storms, right?
100%. Okay, ready for the final tip.
Bring it on.
All right, this one is all about trying new things together.
Keeping it fresh. I like it.
Yeah.
But we're not just talking about trying the new Thai place down the street, are we?
Think bigger, think bolder. It's about breaking out of that routine, that rut that you can so easily fall into. Because novelty, my friend, that's the spice of life, and it's the spice of a long-lasting relationship, too.
So what are we talking about here? Like bungee jumping,
Yeah.
skydiving?
Hey, if that's your thing, go for it. But it doesn't have to be that extreme. It could be something as simple as taking a cooking class together or finally booking that trip to Italy you've always talked about.
Oh, or learning a new language. Imagine, like, whispering sweet nothings in Italian.
Now you're getting it. It's about creating new shared experiences, pushing each other outside of your comfort zones, and having fun while you're doing it.
And you know what I love about this tip? It's like you're growing together as individuals, but also as a couple.
Exactly. It strengthens that bond and creates lasting memories.
So there you have it, folks. 5 tips to keep that romance alive long after you've said, I do. And if we had to sum it all up, what would you say the key takeaway is here?
It's about being intentional, about making your relationship a priority even when life gets crazy.
It's about remembering why you fell in love in the first place
Yeah.
and actively choosing each other every single day.
Exactly. And most importantly, have fun. Relationships should be fun.
So true. So there you have it. 5 actionable and, dare I say, fun ways to keep that spark alive long after you've said I do. And here's something to think about. How can you weave these tips into your routine starting today? Because even the smallest changes can ripple outwards and make a world of difference.